Yo, what up guys, we're having Chovy Ahri versus Faker Taliyah right here. And the new meta is indeed here upon us in 13.6. And this is also going to be the MSI patch, so we're going to have a pretty fresh meta for the MSI and also for the playoffs. I'm pretty happy with that. So what is the meta right now? Well, we see mainly Ahri on blind pick like a lot. And there's a few counters to her. We see the LeBlanc, we see the Lissandra, and also some Taliyah. And it basically goes like in a circle, right? If you pick LeBlanc, then you get a Lissandra. If you pick Ahri, you get against LeBlanc or Lissandra. Those are all counters. Taliyah is kind of in the middle ground of that. So there's a lot of, new fresh picks in the making for the MSI. So I'm pretty happy with that. So right here we're watching Chovy Ahri versus Faker Taliyah. And what we see, mage versus mage matchup. We want to push. We have a slight minion lead, and that would be amazing, because if we have if we're playing against Taliyah and we're getting pushed in, we're gonna suffer the entirety of the game. She's gonna push. We have to match all the time, and then it's extremely hard to actually start playing the game. She's gonna have a lot of pressure onto us, and it's pretty hard for us to then match her wave clear. So what we see, big push war here going on around mid lane, and there's also two extremely deadly jungle duos together with the mid lane. We got Viego Taliyah, which was a staple pick in last year's summer. Crazy deadly duo. And we got Ahri Lee Sin, which is of course just as deadly. Charm into Q. We all know what's gonna happen, right? So I definitely expect some action around mid lane. And I want to pause the VOD right here, because what I see is that Chovy actually put 2 points into his Q. And that's pretty interesting. A lot of high elo mid laners put 2 points in their main trading ability nowadays, because it helps with their trading, of course. And if you're in an isolated lane, usually that's a bit better. Good example, Victor putting 2 points in E. Another example, I saw Chovy also put 2 points in Q on Lissandra and 1 in E, and not skilling W against other mages. So he has better trading windows. And that's pretty good if you keep it an isolated 1v1, and if you're just playing for the waves and playing for the trades in the isolated 1v1. But in this situation where we're having two heavy gank-oriented junglers, it's iffy, right? We know that the Lee Sin usually wants to make some play happening around mid. If you get ganked, or if you get ganked by the enemies, it's pretty nice to have 3 abilities up, especially if one of them is a CC and setup ability, right? So we see the Lee Sin already commit right here. With the Yuumi, actually, the classic, the level 1 Yuumi on jungle roam. We've all seen it before. So Faker flashes, and it would have been really nice if we had Charm here. Let's be honest here. So if we flash Charm, we can even flash Charm right now, and then predicting him to flash there, which of course is a pretty big brain move, but it might just work out, you know. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that we don't have the Charm here. Lee Sin comes mid, Yuumi takes a tower hit, Chovy flashes to block the tower hit, pretty big play right here. And we see some more really big plays going on. What the hell? Look at this Lee Sin. W's in, smites the thing, and then hits the Q on the Taliyah. That's crazy. That's really good. So we do a little kill trade. Viego is being a bit annoying. And this kill trade is actually pretty good for us, because now Faker is forced to TP back, while we are still in lane with a lot of resources. So we can actually milk this lane a little bit. Let's see if Chovy milk it. We play some wards. Olaf is running into Lee Sin, interestingly enough. I think Lee Sin just kills him. Yeah, actually does. Massive. All right, we lose a bit of XP here. We lose like half a wave, maybe even more. Maybe we lose an entire wave. So we had a slight XP lead. I think we're in a slight XP deficit right now. We keep pushing the wave, do a little bit of trading. So in this case, right, when we see that the Lee Sin is coming, it's good that we try to walk up and we bait Taliyah's abilities. So Taliyah thinks in this situation, oh, I can trade with her. Ahri's misstepping, right? And then the Lee Sin comes and she has no abilities to block him. And it's just in general a surprise for her then. We sadly missed the charm. Faker dodging out on these ganks pretty well. And we could base right now and go for like a Lucidity Spy, which is definitely a pretty decent play, and then we can TP back and we shouldn't miss a single minion. But we get cancelled. Very greedy base from Chovy, and that's rough right now, because right now we have to stay. Maybe even a long time, because this is still not a cannon wave. But the Lee Sin is still around. Faker dodging out on another gank. We're sharing XP with the Lee Sin once again. Like, we were like 20% XP behind. It might just be 25 right now, and it's going to start to rack up real soon. It's not really optimal. So let's see. Faker actually stays, which is interesting. Yeah. So Faker kind of has to stay right here, because the next wave is, as we see right here, a non-cannon wave, and Faker has no TP. So that's a pretty rough one for Faker, because he's definitely under threat. And what we can see right now is another gank by Lee Sin. We're sharing some more XP. He's dodging every single ability. He's still walking up. Viego is for sure in the bush. Yep, Viego's in the bush. Lee Sin no flash. Still sharing XP. We're probably 40% of a level down right now. And let's see. So Faker is resetting right here. Chovy's also resetting, but Chovy cancels the reset. He could have reset, theoretically, then teleport back and not miss any minions, and then just get his lost chapter. That should have been fine, but he decides to push another wave, which theoretically is actually a pretty big play move, because what we see right now is that Faker has to reset here. If Faker does not reset on this wave, on this cannon, because he's expecting Chovy to reset, right? And he shoves it, and Chovy TP's back, then the lane is going to get frozen, because Faker does not have the resources to match him. So Faker has to 100% reset on this wave, no doubt about it. And Chovy uses this to get a nice shove in and get a bit better base. Faker does not get denied any creeps, but we get a nice pink ward with our base right now, and we're chilling. We're also level 6. We swapped to Ignite, I think. Yes, we swapped to Ignite, so we got a little bit more kill threat right now. We shove the wave. We gotta definitely be careful of Taliyah roams. Definitely ping our team. So yeah, what's the mindset when we play Ahri right now? Shove and move. Shove the wave. Try to get a win condition going on the side lane. That would be an ideal situation. So let's see if Chovy does this. I know Chovy usually plays for himself. Also on Ahri, which is interesting. But he kind of makes it work still. So let's take a look at how he approaches this. As you can see, Faker's level 7. We're not close to level 7. We're like 40% down. It's pretty big. All this attention on the mid lane right here from the Lee Sin kind of resulted in us getting behind, because Faker dodged out on all of these ganks extremely well. So we see our jungler on bot side. Faker's hovering bot, and I think we should also be hovering bot. We actually spot the Viego mid, and Lee Sin goes for a gank on bot. This barely goes well, I think. We get the kill on Kog'Maw, but the return kill on Lee Sin sadly goes to the Taliyah. And Chovy decides not to move here. And he decides to go for plates. Okay, that's interesting. So he is not pinging as well. It's like he's made up his mind beforehand that he's just going to get the plates. He's just going to deny the creeps. And he doesn't give a fuck what's happening on bot lane. They trade kills. And actually 2 for 1, and they get dove. And in the meantime, we get 2 waves, 2 plates, and then the Kog'Maw goes mid. So we actually trade these kills on the bot lane, and probably a few waves there too, for 2 waves, 2 plates. So it's about an even trade, actually. It's about an even trade. And the main thing that we see right now is that the gold is on us. So we are going to be the ones responsible to actually make some stuff happen in this game, because I mean, our bot lane lost a few waves right here. It's a Draven that's behind. That's not a fun thing to see, especially Draven Yumi. What's that going to do? So we're almost on our Everfrost gold, and we see enemy top is pretty far up. We gotta be careful though. We don't know where Viego is. So okay, he doesn't commit. Exactly, the Viego is around top lane, and He just ran into the jungle here. Pretty sick play by Viego here actually. Just walking in here. If Lee Sin wasn't here, could have been a big chunk onto the Ahri. So Chovy goes in. I love the patience on the R right here. Flash from Viego, massive play already. Faker is very far up. He cleanses. Okay, we got a little trade here. It's pretty awkward because right now we got a lot of gold. We're not really strong. We got no ult as well anymore. So we kind of just want to get the wave in. Oh, Chovy. We kind of just want to get the wave in and reset. So Chovy goes for a flash charm. Let's see. So the way we ideally time these flash charms, right, is we ideally time this when the enemy is last hitting a creep. Is when it's auto-attacking. Because that actually makes us get a higher chance on landing the ability. So let's see if he actually does this. So I think it's a bit unlucky. Because it makes sense for him to go for this. Because the Faker, he's probably, in Chovy's mind, he's trying to last hit these creeps. But what happens in Faker's mind is, he's like, okay, I had my first hit onto this thing already. I now want to hit the second one and want to hit Chovy with it. So he unintentionally already sidesteps the charm before Chovy threw it. So Faker's absolutely in Chovy's head right now. And the Lee Sin goes for the gank. Faker dodges out on every single skill shot. I'm pretty impressed with what Faker's doing here in this game, actually. I thought this guy was washed. No, I'm joking. He's the GOAT for a reason, right? But he's dodging out on every skill shot. They're once again sharing XP. It's not going well. It's not going well. He gets pretty decent reset on the Everfrost right now. Lee Sin's still on mid lane. It's crazy. He's losing XP like a truck like this. Faker dodging out on the Lee Sin Q. Oh, hold on there. Okay, Lee Sin misses the insect, gets popped back. So what we see right now, Lee Sin, flash ult, Chovy, flash. Faker is catching everything. I'm amazed. Look at this. Look at this movement. It's crazy. He dodged out on everything. And I'm gonna be real honest, right? End of review. I'm gonna be real honest. End of review. Like, the amount of pressure that Lee Sin's put on mid and nothing has really happened, right? Faker's dodged out on every gank. The only time he died was the level 1. All the gold is onto the Ahri right here, onto Chovy. He let his side lanes die, and he's not able to like push this lead through mid lane. It's unbelievable. It's looking really grim. Viego got the Herald. I want to take a look at our next ult, right? If we mess up our next ult and not make something happen in this game, it's pretty end of review here. So we try to make something happen here. Invade on the Viego. Viego dodges out. We charm. Viego ults. Taliyah joins the fight. You have to give Dragon. Top dice. And a review. Wow. I'm gonna be honest, right? Pretty impressive performance by Faker here. I think Faker solo carried his team by just absorbing all this pressure. And what we then see in the side lanes, right, is top lane runs rampant. Because Lee Sin, they have no fear of Lee Sin being there because he's mid all the time. Bot lane runs rampant, even when it's against the Draven, right? There's no fear of the Lee Sin. They just pressure, they just push. They can do whatever they want because they know the Lee Sin is around mid. And Chovy's also going down in XP. Faker's even ahead of Chovy when he's getting ganked all the time. Like it's really, really amazing performance by Faker right here. And I think from this point we just slowly lose, and there's not much you can do. You got no secondary win condition. You don't scale. It's looking very grim. So I thank you all for watching this video, and I'm gonna do more of these videos. I got a lot of positive feedback on the last one, and a lot of people telling me they love to see this kind of stuff and me breaking down these pro games, right? So I'm definitely going to keep doing this. So what I want to know is, which champions do you like to see? Especially with the new meta. It's probably a lot of, yeah, I was like, it's like raining and I suddenly start to hear something. Especially with the new meta, there's a lot of new champions that are in there, and I need to know which ones do you guys like to see, which one do you like to get broken down on, and go into the details, right? So thank you all for watching, and I see you guys this week with some more content. See you later, guys.